walk past like the Latin school chorus and you get to hear them practicing the elf song. It's so joyful. It's so cheerful.
Being here during those few weeks, just like you love coming into work every day because it's such a great environment. I mean, it's always such a great environment, but a little bit extra special at Christmas time.
The cheer is loud, the sweaters are ugly, and the anticipation for break is building. It's Christmas time at Kellenberg, and we're bringing out the best parts of the season, sharing some joyful chaos of our own, and diving into everything that makes this time of year so merry and bright. Welcome to Flight of the Firebirds, a Kellenberg Memorial podcast. I'm Mr. Liam Von Elm, joined by my very great friends and colleagues. First, we have Mr. Kevin Ahern.
Hello.
Mrs. Jeanne Ceasar.
Hi, I'm excited to be here.
And Mrs. Brittany Shukri.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
All right, so what we're going to do today is just kind of talk about a little Christmas, a little holly jolly, a little merry. I feel like my favorite holiday, it teeters back and forth between Christmas and Thanksgiving. I think nowadays the two have just kind of been mashed together.
I'm with you. I'm like a combination. I'm a Christmas season gal, so I like Thanksgiving as the kickoff, and then the several weeks, or this year's like 4 weeks leading up to it, the chaos. And then Christmas, of course, love that. That's the end for me. It closes it up. Yeah. But yeah, so I'm like a in between. I'm more of the weeks in between.
Definitely. Now, speaking of kind of mashing the two holidays together, here's the age-old question, right? When do we put up the Christmas tree?
This year we did it the weekend before Thanksgiving. And my 10-year-old son actually created a plan. It's a fake tree, so it doesn't really need to fall, but in his mind it did. So we put it up Saturday, and then we decorated it Sunday. And he actually helped, and he put the ornaments on, and he did a pretty good job this year.
See, my wife and I argue over this. I went out and bought the tree already. I bought it from DiMaggio, graduate of Kellenberg, Route 107, okay? But anyway, so I think you wait as long as possible because I get a real tree. That's where it's really at, you know? But my wife, she wants us to wait a little bit longer. This weekend's about right.
Yeah, I grew up in the house of a firefighter. No real trees in our house. Never the case. And now this is my first Christmas married with Mrs. Von Elm. So we're in an apartment. It's easier that way. You know, we don't have to lug it up the stairs. But our tree went up very early this year. How about you, Mrs. Shukri?
I always put my tree up the day after Thanksgiving. And unfortunately, I do have a fake tree because of the zoo that I live with. Most of you guys know my animals that I have at my house. So we have to have a fake tree.
We made the decision early on, first Christmas married. We're expecting our first child in March. So, you know, Mrs. Von Elm said, I want Christmas decorations as early as possible. I said, all right, let's go. So we had it up before Thanksgiving. Middle of November, we had the Christmas tree going up. So it's nice. It made the apartment bright, you know. My goal for interior illumination, I channel my inner Clark Griswold, and my goal is to never need overhead lights again. So our apartment is lit up. There are lights everywhere. It's a bit excessive, but I'm well aware of that.
No such thing.
I agree. It's
You're
Christmas.
committed. You're committed.
It's a newbie thing, you know?
Right.
By the time you get to me, there's no lights. There's nothing.
Are there any unique traditions that you guys have with your families for Christmas? Mr. Ahern, we'll start with you.
We're pretty traditional. We do all the basic stuff. The night before, we give the kids a gift. All right. When they were younger, it was a toy. They get all crazy for that. But really nothing else that's not normal. You know, we don't go crazy the Christmas Eve, but we have a tradition that we wind up having 2 Christmases. So, yeah, we do. We go, depending on what family we're not with, we go to the other one. So it's
will that be like a Christmas Eve, Christmas Day situation, or
nope,
Christmas Day and then sometime
Christmas
during
Day?
break? Yeah.
We're by ourselves on Christmas Eve, and then whichever family we're going to is Christmas Day, and then we find another day because we actually have a lot of birthdays wrapped around this too.
Gotcha.
So
yeah,
that's a lot.
Adds another layer.
On. Yeah.
Definitely adds another layer. Jeannie?
So Christmas Eve morning, my children receive their Christmas PJs. So there are gifts when they wake up on their dressers. And that was actually a tradition that my mom started. And as we got older, my mom stopped doing it. And we got very upset with her and asked her to bring it back. So as like fully grown adults, we still got Christmas PJs. We do a Christmas light scavenger hunt, where my kids have sheets and we drive around and you have to find and check off different things on the list of like, oh, this house has a Grinch blow-up toy and this house has a snow globe. It's awesome. I will send it to you if you'd like a copy of it.
Be
We get like dinner in the
awesome.
car, and then at some point we stop for hot chocolate. We're just looking into the tickets for the Magic of the Lights at Jones Beach. I like that one too because it's easy.
I did see the line to get in. You got to go on a weeknight because I saw like a drone footage of the line to get in on a Saturday night. We
get it like right at dusk on a weeknight is good.
That's the way to go. That's the way to go.
There's a real nice one over here at Eisenhower.
I haven't been to that.
It's really nice. You walk through it.
Yeah,
it's very cool.
Oh.
Brittany, any traditions?
No, I think we're pretty like classic family. Christmas Eve is really big for us because I have a lot of cousins, so I see all them Christmas Eve. Our big thing is we always get a huge game of like left, right, center going, stuff like that. You know, a lot of fun stuff. Yeah. So yeah, Christmas Eve is pretty big for us, and then Christmas Day, I'm with my mom's side of the family, and it's a little bit of an older crowd, so it's a little more, calm. So
Yeah, one of my favorite Christmas traditions that we've been doing forever. I don't know how it even started, but my family were parishioners at St. Thomas in West Hempstead. We'll go to the 4:00 family mass at St. Thomas, and it's always packed. It's always great to see some people that you haven't seen in a while. And then we'll come home and immediately get into pajamas. Like, I know some people will have a nice Christmas dinner, will get dressed up nice. We are immediately in our pajamas, and we, of all things, we have pancakes for dinner. And it was my grandfather who made the pancakes for a long time. I have since taken over the pancake duties. So, I'll take orders. We have banana chocolate chip. We've got Oreo pancakes. It's a great time. One of my favorite traditions that we have there.
So you speak of the pancakes. I did remember we had a friend of ours, McNerney, sent a lot of kids through Kellenberg, and their father was Pop-Pop's pancakes. So we got the recipe. It's kind of unique.
Oh, yeah?
And my wife makes that every Christmas morning. So, yeah, that is part of the tradition. Yeah, it's a good part of it.
Very excited. Lauren has already said that Christmas morning we're having Cinnabons. She's making them. She wants to try them out. So very much looking forward to that.
Just to kind of branch off of you, Mr. Moran, actually, his family makes really good Cinnabons, and they live in the same town as me. And last year, we traded. I gave him something, and they dropped off Cinnabons to us.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, which is awesome.
Little Lindenhurst connection.
A little
there.
Lindenhurst connection, yeah.
So how's shopping going? Have we started? Have we finished?
Is that a thing?
I split mine into like levels and priorities. So done with the young ones, and now I'm on the peripherals and the gift card run.
Now,
is
are
all
you
this week.
going to the store, or are you Cyber Monday?
Like a little bit of both. I'm Amazon's best friend, and then Staples' best friend when I have to return things. But yes, I started very early this year.
I think you had to because Thanksgiving was so late.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, I don't go into any stores. I don't do much of any of that stuff.
No, you're not a Black Friday at midnight type of guy?
I'm not a Terrible Tuesday. I don't go anything. I don't do a thing. My wife she's amazing with this. I mean, the way she coordinates it and the packages that are getting delivered. I don't know if she ever actually steps in a store. Do you step in any stores?
Nope, I'm like you, Mr. Ahern. I'm not big on the whole. I mean, listen, we get gifts, more so for my nephews who are 5 and 7, but for the most part, and then we do like a little secret Santa, but nothing big. Yeah.
That's my wife. She's awesome.
Yeah.
My kids have been really good at getting me like these offbeat gifts. My daughter, it was actually for my birthday recently, gave me an Abraham Lincoln bust that was being thrown out.
Wow.
This. They're always on the lookout for something that's unique. And
that's cool.
I love that part of it. It's like, it's very good. They are really amazing at how they come together. They're asking me what I want for Christmas. I'm like, I don't know what I want for Christmas. I know where I want to go for Christmas. But, I want to go away to some warm place. Yeah. But, it's they're very good with that.
Yeah. I always like I always ask for it, and I always see if I can give it as an experience as a gift. Not really Christmas, but my dad's birthday is in November, and we always try to get him to an Islander game, or Father's Day we'll try to get him to a Mets game. Like, love doing the experiences for Christmas this year.
Liam, I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you. You're a married man now. You better come up big. You understand?
I've got some plans already. I've got some plans already.
You give her an apron with Santa Claus on it if you're a dead man walking. You understand me? Come up with something big, buddy.
It's our one and only
Especially
Christmas.
the first one.
Yeah, one and only Christmas married without a child. So, already got some things.
Our first Christmas ornament, get it out of the way. You better find something else.
Yeah, but if you set the bar high, that's it.
Yeah,
right.
That's
this
it.
is true.
Now
It's all downhill
That's
from
It's
here.
all downhill.
So I gotta. We'll brainstorm together. So speaking of gift giving, setting the bar high and then downhill from there, worst gift you've ever received, if there is one. And we don't want to ruffle any feathers here. If anybody's listening and say, hey, I had good intentions with that. But if there is one you could think of, worst Christmas gift you've ever received.
It's not a worst gift, but it was, as I was opening it, I anticipated something different. My in-laws had given us a box. It was very small. And we were opening it, and the look on their face, it was the last gift they had presented us. So we thought it was going to be something special. And we're opening it, and I'm thinking, like, is it keys to a car? What could this be? It's got to be special by the look on their face. And it was a Pop-Tart box with my face on it. And I was surprised.
Not what you were expecting. Yeah, I remember one Christmas, you try to sneak downstairs, you try to take a peek and see what might be wrapped up. And this is more of my sister's stories, but my oldest sister, Megan, she ran downstairs, she took a peek around 2 or 3 in the morning, and then came back upstairs and said, I heard a bark. We're all thinking, all right, here we go. We're getting a dog for Christmas. So we come downstairs Christmas morning. We're ripping open every gift. There is not a dog to be found. I don't know what she convinced herself she heard a bark or something, but we were all so pumped up, and there was no dog under the tree. So again, no like bad gifts, but definitely not what we were expecting, right? Kevin, how about you?
My gifts have all been pretty good, all right? But there is one family story that probably get me in trouble for telling it, but it's so worth it. Because it's the most thoughtful gift that just kind of went sideways. So my wife, she really works hard at this. And when, like we said, a Christmas tradition is to get like a toy the night before. Kids are all after it. They love it, the whole deal. And so we get all the other kids, 3 of them get a toy, and we get to the little guy, Brian. And he's excited, man. It's going to happen. He opens up, it's a ream of paper. Just a ream of paper. And he implodes. Like he's a little kid, wanted a toy, but my wife had bought it because he loved to draw. And she thought this is like, he was so into drawing and stuff. It was kind of heartbreaking. I think I overreacted a little bit, but it was very thoughtful, but it didn't just go well.
If he's listening to this podcast, we'll find out if he's over it, but ream of paper, interesting. Is there any Christmas movies that you guys are partial to? And one you'd say that is your favorite Christmas movie?
Okay, so this needs a discussion. It's a Wonderful Life. It starts from there. I love It's a Wonderful Life. The whole levels of it are great. But then, of course, you got Elf, right?
Right.
The problem with Elf is the ending isn't great. Like, over time, is it getting better? I don't know. It's kind of, it concerns me.
Right.
Because I love the movie Elf right up until the silly ending of it where they're all singing. I don't get it.
Right? When they're all singing and that's powering Santa's sleigh?
Yeah, come on, man. Go with the jet. But anyway, the point is that It's a Wonderful Life, it always comes back to that for me. It's always that. It's just the hope that it has at the end. And it does cause you to start thinking about your own life and what you've contributed. So there's a deeper meaning to that. And Elf is really, it's so well done, especially for an older guy like me. It appeals to when we used to watch the Christmas cartoons when we were kids. So it has that element to it.
I'm going to say Christmas Vacation.
I agree.
I saw it in the theater when it came out. And I thought it was funny, but it didn't really hit me or resonate with me until I became an adult and started hosting my own Christmases. And every year it gets funnier. I can associate it, with it more. And trying to get my kids to watch it, my daughter to watch it, because we quote it all the time. I walk around my house saying, I don't know, Margot. So she's like, maybe or whatever. But I definitely think it's the chaos, but it's worth it. And that's Christmas every single year.
I saw something great. It said the most chaotic thing the Griswolds could have done was allow their family to come over 10 days before Christmas.
Yeah. I saw that. Yeah, I never thought of that. That's so funny.
I will say, you said the terms that you use from the Elf, we're constantly repeating those words. In fact, they've gotten so into my psyche, I think I have them in class. I got a kid named Francisco this year. Every time I say, Francisco.
That's fun to say.
That's fun to say. Francisco. The poor kid's just looking at me. I just want to learn history. It's like, what is this guy doing?
Brittany, any favorite Christmas movies?
Just classic. I love Home Alone. Both 1 and 2. Love it. And same thing. Like we quote it all the time. That's what I would like when I was growing up. That was so popular.
Any of the old Rankin and Bass, the Frosty the Snowman, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, anything like that?
Well, those cartoons, I grew up on them. So they have a deep meaning. But even like A Christmas Carol, it's got to be the older ones, like are really scary.
I'll pass.
Those are pretty good.
Not for me.
Yeah. Growing up, I was a big Frosty the Snowman, like that, the cartoon. I love that.
You know what one we just watched fairly recently, and I think it's the best. It's a trilogy. The Santa Claus movies with Tim Allen. I think the Santa Claus 2 is the best of those 3. The first one was kind of sad, and then the third one with Jack Frost I didn't really love, but Santa Claus 2 I think is just a classic.
I haven't seen the second one in a long time. I'll have to
highly
go
recommend.
back and watch it.
Highly recommend.
I would agree with that. That's a really good series. The third one, like you said, went off the rails.
So now we're on favorites here for Christmas. We just did movie. How about song? Favorite Christmas song?
I always try to start the season with The Most Wonderful Time of the Year. When I was a kid and we'd bring out all the Christmas stuff to decorate the day after Thanksgiving, my parents had a double vinyl album with all Frank Sinatra, Andy Williams, Bing Crosby, and that was the first song on the record, and you would put it on and, you'd start it up and then you could start decorating. So that to me it's the kickoff.
Nice. It's the most wonderful time of the year. It's a good way to start it off. The opening horns and things. That's great.
So there's a song out there that's gotten in my head the last 2 years. This Christmas by Donny Hathaway. The thing about this song is it has two different levels. The trumpets in it are amazing, and it goes highs and lows. It's a great song.
Can you sing a bit for it?
You don't want that. I don't want to destroy it. You'll know this song when you hear it. I think it's one of the best Christmas songs out there. I mean, obviously Bing Crosby and stuff, you go with that. The other one with Bing Crosby and David Bowie, Drummer Boy.
I don't know if I've heard that
When
one.
I was a kid, we watched the Bing Crosby Christmas, and he brings out David Bowie, and they just do this thing, and it was so beautiful. So that is also a favorite one, but this Christmas is where it's at.
Do you have Spotify? Should we pull it up? No.
We can play it.
We can play it. Yeah. So for me, either you love it or you hate it. Classic, All I Want for Christmas, Mariah Carey. I know I'm going to get the eye roll. But there's like a little bit of a story behind it. So growing up, our Christmas tree goes in our living room, and my parents had this huge stereo system with like the big speakers in our living room with all the CDs, and my sister had all like the Mariah Carey CDs. She's 4 years older than me, and we used to always play that when we would decorate our Christmas tree. So like there is a little bit of a story behind it.
I do think it is one of those situations you either love it,
you love it, or you
can't
hate
stand it. You skip it every time it comes on.
Yep.
My Christmas playlist on Spotify is as chaotic as it gets. I'm going from Christmas in Hollis to Kermit the Frog to Nat King Cole. It's chaotic, but it's great. It's kind of how I roll. So I think my favorite Christmas tune growing up in an Irish household, we listened to Fairy Tale of New York by the Pogues. Great one. If you've never heard it, I highly recommend. The Celtic Thunder version is great, but that's definitely one of my favorites. So I spoke about my pancakes a little bit. Do you guys have like a Christmas dinner, favorite thing to eat on Christmas? I know classic Christmas cookies, things like that.
My mom had always made a filet mignon roast, and it was amazing, and I picked up that tradition. But now I feel like every time we tried to do the roast, someone is sick and we can't make it. So I'm literally have a reminder in my phone for later to call the butcher to find out when is the latest I can order this, especially with all the illnesses going on right now. I want to make sure I don't wind up with an expensive roast in my freezer for several months, but usually filet mignon roast. And I'm hosting this year, so I would love to be able to do it.
Right. Yeah, you got to get that going there. Yeah, Brittany?
My mother's Italian, so growing up, we make something called sausage bread. That's like our biggest thing on Christmas that everyone absolutely loves. And like the month leading up to Christmas, almost every weekend I go to my mother's house and we make that. And it's from scratch. And it's just awesome. And like going back to before with the Cinnabons, when I said Mr. Moran, came and gave us Cinnabons, that's what I traded him. I traded him a sausage bread.
Yeah, the Christmas Day we do kind of buffet style. There's a whole bunch of stuff thrown in there, turkey, lasagna. You get a whole bunch of that. But the night before, my wife is a tremendous cook, and she does a shrimp scampi. So we're not Italian, but we do our one fish. We're actually crustacean. That's what fish eat.
Britt, did you do the 7 fishes?
Unfortunately, believe it or not, as big of as like an Italian family we are, my mother had a serious allergy to shellfish and all that, so we didn't really do much fish growing up. Total bummer. So I'm going to Mr. Ahern's house Christmas Eve because I love shrimp scampi.
As long as you bring something to trade.
Yeah, sausage bread.
I'm in.
That's it.
There we go, making Christmas plans here. So nobody wants to think about the end of Christmas, and nobody wants to think about like the end of the season because it's such a happy time of year. But a little bit of a debate here. What is the appropriate amount of time to leave up your decorations after the Christmas season?
My tree does stay up past the Epiphany, but if it's like this year, I'll probably take down all the peripheral stuff before we come back to school.
I keep my tree until the spring.
I love it.
But I'm going to explain it. See, as all things with me, there's a little nuance to it. So usually around the Epiphany, we'll get it done and get everything out of the house. But the tree we put in the backyard, and I just put it up like it's one of the trees. And then for some reason, in the winter, it looks gorgeous. Still smells. But the minute spring hits, it just turns yellow. Then I cut the tree up, put it in a garbage can, and use it for my fire pit over the summer. And then I take the trunk pieces, keep them in the back for a couple of years. They dry out and use them for a fire pit. First of all, it's an inferno. You understand why you shouldn't have a real tree in your house, all right? But the smell of it is just remarkable. In the middle of the summer to have that. Also, if your fire's a little weak, you throw it in there. It gets the thing going.
I leave my tree up for pretty long time. I go like well into January, like second, third week.
We're the same way.
Yeah,
We,
I just love the vibe.
My big job in both my parents' house, in Lauren and my apartment, my big job is the Christmas Village. I inherited a beautiful Department 56 North Pole Village from my grandfather. My folks have the New England Village at their house, and I mean, that's great because it's like you can keep it up a little longer.
Any of you have the spode plates?
I do.
Love those spode
I
plates.
do. It's all like different serving pieces, so I'll bring those out on Christmas Day.
I'll get that candy dish out this week.
That's old school.
Be the way to go.
Yes.
A lot of M&M, peanut M&Ms. I've been hiding them.
So to kind of wrap up here a little bit, we work in such a special place, especially around the holiday season. You look around and nativities everywhere, trees everywhere, decorations, lights. What is so special? What is your favorite part about? And I think I'll start with Kevin here, who's been around the longest. Christmas at Kellenberg. What makes it so special?
They didn't always do the trees in the classroom. Were you here when that?
I think it started my senior year, maybe.
So I try to explain to people what it's like and the spirit of it. And there's nothing like it. And it just keeps growing. The 4:00 Mass on Christmas Eve, that's now become part of my family tradition. I'm kind of sad in January when we take it down. It just kind of seems like it gets duller after that. But
Yeah, you're back from break. You got to take the Christmas decorations down. It's kind of a bummer, but no, I agree with you. It just seems to grow every year, and the Christmas concerts going on. You can walk past like the Latin school chorus, and you get to hear them practicing the elf song. It's so joyful. It's so cheerful. Jeannie?
So I was thinking about this. My mom's favorite Christmas quote is "Miracle on 34th Street," and I hope I get it right. Christmas is not a day; it's a frame of mind. Her favorite. And I think that's why I love this season so much. So like you said, when you come back from Thanksgiving and we put up the Christmas decorations and just the mood is lighter, it's lifted, everybody's in good spirits. In phys ed, we do our traditional candy cane volleyball tournament. So the girls are playing, we have Christmas music going. They are super psyched and enthusiastic over like a 25-cent candy cane, but like they really want to win it. So being here during those few weeks, just like you love coming into work every day because it's such a great environment. I mean, it's always such a great environment, but a little bit extra special at Christmas time.
Especially with trimesters coming up, that could be something that is so daunting for faculty and students alike. So to have something like a candy cane tournament is kind of gets their minds off of what's coming up with trimesters and everything, and allows a little joy for them to creep in a little bit.
A relief.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
So one thing that really sticks out to me is the decorations, but outside the school. Every morning when I'd pull into Kellenberg with all like the hustle and bustle of the morning, and you see nativity and you see the snowflakes and all that, it's just kind of like a reminder of what the season's really about.
Absolutely. So I think to wrap up here, I just want to thank Mr. Ahern, Mrs. Ceasar, Mrs. Shukri for spreading this holiday cheer with us today. Before we end this Holly Jolly podcast, I wanted to just take a moment to ground ourselves. We are in Advent here. We are preparing for the Christmas season. We just celebrated the feast day of St. Nicholas. So we wanted to take a moment to ground ourselves in the true spirit of the season, a spirit of generosity, joy, and love, which I think the four of us have definitely experienced here at Kellenberg in our own lives. So together I would ask us to pray to St. Nicholas, a saint who reminds us what it means to give selflessly and to care for one another.
God of joy and cheer, we thank you for your servant, the good Bishop Nicholas. In loving the poor, he showed us your kindness. In caring for your children, he revealed your love. Make us thoughtful, without need of reward, so that we, too, may be good followers of Jesus.
Amen. All right. Wishing all of our listeners, all the members of the Kellenberg community, the Kellenberg family, a very Merry Christmas and a happy and healthy New Year. I'm Mr. Von Elm, and this is Flight of the Firebirds.